Hey, what's up everyone out there? Welcome to another episode of the Addicted Fishing Podcast. Thank you so much for tuning in. Before we get this podcast kicked off, I want to say thank you so much to our podcast sponsor, Nick Wax. If you guys haven't checked out Nick Wax, it's basically it's a liquid that allows you to wash and take care of your Gore-Tex in a better way. We're going to drop some links down below so you guys can check that out. But thank you to Nick Wax for sponsoring this podcast. And today what we're doing is we got a special guest in the studio. And it's actually another one of our partners that we've been working with for a couple years now. And it just turns out that the guy who actually set up the original kind of connection with the company is sitting with us in the studio right now. You want to introduce yourself, dude?
How's it going? I'm Jake.
Jake. So this is Jake with Kong Coolers. And yeah, he's one of our new partners. Or not new. It's been like 2 years now, I think we've been working with you guys. But all you addicts, if you're not new to the channel and you've been following along, you kind of know that we love Kong Coolers. And we're going to talk a little bit about that today and talk about why we chose them as a company to work with and just some of the things we love about them and all that kind of jazz. But before we do, we got to talk some Addicted updates. What's been happening, dude? We just got back from a trip. What happened? Fill some people in.
We were on an exploratory Lewis and Clark trip, Southern Oregon to the homeland. And it went really well. My goodness, we caught a fish in every river we fished.
We did.
And that's not easy to say when you're on the road. We had some local knowledge. We had some help along the way with put-ins and stuff. But, we definitely weren't on any guided trips. And I was proud of us. It was a team effort. I think there were 6 or 7 of us. And we all went down and had an awesome bash in Southern Oregon. That was really exciting to get to see the presence. And I don't think we were at one boat ramp where we didn't meet some kind of supportive person or somebody that was excited to say hi, or it was very eye-opening to get down there finally. It's one of my favorite places in the world, Southern Oregon. It's really cool, and to go down there and see the presence and get to meet all the people, and had a really successful bash. There's probably close to 200 people there, and
well, huge shout out too to all those people that came and hang out with us at the bash. It was an amazing time. We actually gave away a Kong at the bash.
Nice.
Every bash.
Yeah, almost. You guys have been super supportive and giving us a Kong to give away at almost every single one of our events. So
keeping it cool.
It's been cool. So talk a little bit about Kong. Let's just dive right into it. Tell us kind of the vision behind it, why it was started originally. Can you give me just a little bit of the backstory on Kong?
Oh man, so we've been making insulated boxes for a very long time, and we started out in the commercial industry, and primarily we're a custom molder, so we make all kinds of stuff for other people. Some of those may or may not be coolers, and I can't say what brands those are.
Yeah.
But we've been doing this a long time, and we're good at it. And but along the way, we've helped a lot of people with those designs. And we really had a lot of our own design ideas that we wanted to put forth to try to really put the best cooler we could out there.
Yeah.
And so that's really where the inspiration came from. And then at the time too, one of the people that work at Elkhart Plastics was like, man, I really think we can do this. I know it's a popular market. I know there's a lot of people jumping into it, but we're not. A lot of people in the industry are really just buying something off the shelf out of China, and whatever country.
Racist.
But the point is we wanted to do something here locally, and we wanted to do something, that we made ourselves.
Yeah.
And so that was a lot of the inspiration behind it.
Well, that was a huge drawing point for us too, because originally when we started working with you, everything was getting made literally right in our backyard, right here in Richfield, and you since have moved that over to Ohio or something now?
Atlantic. That's kind of an interesting story.
Yeah, so talk about that a little bit.
I won't say who, but a major cooler company on the high-end cooler side was doing most of their manufacturing out of that facility, and they had decided to move it all overseas. And so we saw that as an opportunity to look at, here's this company that just lost all their business to an overseas market space, and now we can... And these guys know how to make coolers, right? So it was a good opportunity to get people employed and move our business to a place that had just lost it to an overseas company.
Well, cool. That's super cool. And keep it right here in the USA.
Right.
Yeah. That's amazing.
In the working states.
In the working states. Before we get too deep into this podcast, the people over at Kong Coolers have offered to give you addicts out there a special 15% discount. So this is a 15% discount on anything on the Kong Coolers website. So it's kongcoolers.com, correct?
Correct.
kongcoolers.com. I'm going to drop links down below. I'll have the code down below, but the code is ADX15. A is in Apple, D is in Dan, X is in X-ray, 15. We're going to drop the code down below, but make sure, I know a lot of you addicts have talked about wanting to get a Kong. This is a great time to do it. Get yourself 15% off. We'll have the link down below if you guys want to take advantage of that. So I wanted to get that in there before we got too deep into this podcast. But so we had the opportunity, basically, Jake had actually reached out to us just as a mutual kind of friend in the fishing industry here in the Northwest. He had been a salmon fisherman, kind of seen what we had done as addicts. And so we went in and talked to him and got a chance to tour the factory. And basically what happened from that point on was, I think we were sold. Like, once you started kind of like just going through the process and talking about the coolers and talking about what made them different, at that point I was like, dude, this is a no-brainer. Because at the time we were in kind of a transition period where we had been working with one cooler company, but we were kind of out looking to potentially form a new partnership with someone else. So that's kind of where we were at with Addicted. Because as you guys know, we like to partner with a lot of companies, and we like to partner with the ones of products that we love and ones that we want to use and ones that we can stand by. So talk a little bit about the Kong. Because one thing that I like to tell people is the thing, in my opinion, the thing's literally over-engineered. It's engineered so well that it's like you guys have like literally taken it to a new level of engineering.
Pretty heavy duty.
Yeah.
It's a bit ridiculous. It's mad overkill, but we love it, But yeah, and just to digress a little bit, it was really cool to have you guys come out. Not everyone does that, where you guys actually came out, met the workers, you saw the actual operation. That was pretty cool. So.
Yeah, it was a good experience for me. I still tell people about it to this day.
Yeah, so. But I mean, we wanted to build it tough. I mean, that was our brand logic from day one is make it Kong strong. So I mean, that was definitely what we were thinking. Yeah, we just went up against 20 or some odd brands on a competition, and we won that in terms of like ice retention and features. So that was pretty cool.
That was sweet. I saw that video.
Yeah.
Well, it was neat to see the product. When we first got our hands on it, the trays on the side. Because I always, a lot of times I'll serve lunch on my fishing trips, and a lot of guys do, and a lot of people, obviously take the cooler, and especially the smaller models, not the big like fish box or like the multi-day coolers, but they take it to eat out of. They're either using the lid for some sort of serving tray, or they're not usually bringing a table out on the water. So to have those little additions are something that most common consumer isn't going to think about, but once you see, you're like, oh, come on.
And what he's talking about, addicts, if you guys are not familiar with it, basically what you guys have done is you've designed kind of like an accessory system that goes onto the side of the cooler, correct?
Well, yeah, one of our strategies, on the design side was a lot of multi-functionality. So the divider comes out, it's also a shelf, it's also a cutting board, and it's also a side table. And then we also have a cutting board that goes in the top that comes out that also mounts on the side. As opposed to having to buy a side table that doesn't really, everything stores back in the cooler.
Yeah.
So that was kind of the idea, but it was really a lot of small things. And like you said, I like to fish. I'm a salmon fisherman myself, and I do a lot of trips with the family and that kind of stuff. So there was these annoyances that I had with coolers, and when you get into design, a lot of times you're not supposed to use yourself as the user or whatever. But in this case, I had a lot of things, and one of the things was you pull everything out and it's like, where are you going to make your sandwich? You put it on top, and then you're like, oh man, I forgot the mayo.
You don't need that much space, but you need enough.
Yeah, it's like you got everything on top. You need one more thing. Everything's got to come off. Blah blah blah. So it's like you really need this side space.
Yeah. No, it was killer. When I first saw that, I was like, now that's a really good idea. And we can't show you podcast listeners out there how it works, but basically what happens is there's like a metal, what would you call it? A metal bracket?
It's called the kicker. It's like a kickstand.
Okay, so it's like a metal kickstand, and basically the kickstand folds up into the handle, and then the table sits on top of the handle. And talk a little bit about the handles, because that's another thing that really, to me was like, man, these things are sturdy, well made. You can tell they're not going to break.
Yeah, again, it's just part of our design philosophy. I'm not trying to diss any other designers or anything, but to have this really nice high piece of equipment and then you've put rope handles on it, just
Right.
Rope's strong, it's good stuff, but it
still
it
rope.
doesn't carry. It's still rope. You still put a piece of rope on a really nice piece of equipment, and it's and it swings when you carry it. It's not real rigid.
That's what I hate about it is
Yeah.
the swinging of it. I hate that.
It doesn't stay over the center of gravity. You have to pull it towards yourself and do some kind of weird like balancing off of your gut or whatever. So that was the idea. Is just to make. And all these high-end coolers are heavy. They all are.
Yeah.
And so to make that experience as ergonomic as possible was the idea.
So then your front latches is the other thing that I really, really loved because I felt like it actually like closed the cooler.
Yeah.
And then they're one-hand operational, so you can just literally pull them open and they pop open.
Yeah.
So that's just another. It's a weird thing that you wouldn't think was that big a deal, but once you start kind of using the cooler, you realize how much better it really is than some of the ones I've used in the past.
A lot of thought went into the latches. So there's some subtle things. The latch itself, it falls down and is part of the base instead of being part of the lid. So when you go to close the cooler, it's not getting caught under the cooler. It's not pinching some handle device that's on top. So, there was just little thoughts like that. We wanted it to cam down and have some real positive action. We've actually done some redesign work on that recently, too. It's even a little bit better now. So if you want a new a new kit, you can get one on our website. But, yeah, there was a lot of thought that went into the latches. Just the feel, the touch of them, everything. We really tried to consider it all.
And you can, trust me, Alex, you can tell when you freaking see these things for sure.
I mean, I got to say, not all coolers are created equal. And in a positive light, I've definitely had these calm coolers ruin our lunch a few times.
Why is
like
that?
Refreezes lunch.
Oh yeah,
they do work darn good.
They work good to where you like put something in there and you think it's gonna like defrost throughout the day, and then you get it open, and you're like, oh.
Or you put it in there
really
with something
defrost.
frozen, and it actually froze what wasn't frozen.
Yeah.
Yeah. No, very, very insulated and very high durability.
Herring's a little hard in mid-afternoon.
Yeah, exactly.
So the one huge thing was when you were giving us the tour, you were talking about the plastic that you use. And you were talking about like how it's non-porous. Can you kind of explain that a little bit?
Yeah, so I mean, a couple of things. We really optimize our molding process to make sure that there's no porosity in the cooler. So, and it takes us a little longer to cook them, so it's not as quote unquote efficient. And some of the ones you'll see on the market, they're going to cook them. They're going to make their coolers faster, right? Because it's more cost effective. Because what that does is it leaves these little micro porosities in the plastic, and over time you see those show up as like little bits of dirt or whatever. But it harbors bacteria and everything else. So we really do take the extra time to get our coolers, absolutely porosity free. And then we also use a higher end material that actually improves lamination to the foam, so you don't have delamination issues over long periods of life. These are some of the reasons that we give them, a lifetime warranty.
Yeah.
Well, and that's one thing I've noticed. I gotta be one of the worst with coolers that I know. And there's been many times that I forgot baits of eggs and herring and stuff in these coolers, and it was Marlon smelt it. He couldn't. I mean, like, dude, do not open that cooler again. And
I almost barfed multiple times.
Yeah, it's always on accident. I was like, oh god, I forgot those in there 4 days ago. And it's one of the only coolers I've been able to spray down with bleach, clean, and it doesn't hold that stink. It doesn't. And I would imagine the way it's made is a lot that has to do with that. It doesn't hold that bacteria and hold that smell. It's easy to clean and re-disinfect and get eliminate any sort of after effect from forgetting something in your sandwich. I mean, anything. Really.
Yeah, I'm totally guilty. Like, how old is that herring now?
Oh yeah. So, what are the sizes that they come in?
25. They kind of go by. Oh man, you're gonna bust me here. We have a 25, a 50, a 70, and a 110. And some of these were actually based around fishing. So like the 70, when we were designing it, again, we're trying to think of everything. We actually, the 70 was kind of geared around a silver, like in
a coho salmon.
Yeah, a Columbia.
Meaning it'll fit a full whole coho salmon in your cooler without folding the thing over.
Right, without bent stiff tails or whatever. And maybe not on the Kenai, but down here it's about that right
Yeah,
size.
maybe not on a river where you get giant silvers. but
Right. You know, and the 110's kind of geared the same way towards the Chinook. So.
Towards the Chinook salmon. That's really cool that you thought of that. That's just a cool thing. All right, Addicts. So I wanted to just bring Jake in here and talk con coolers. I think that's one of the things we're going to try to continue to do with our podcast and our live feeds is just let you guys in and meet some of our partners, some of these product partners that are helping us continue to basically chase our dream of doing this addicted thing, but also helping all you addicts by making a cool product that we're using on a regular basis.
It's great to, instead of us just bragging about it all the time, trying to sell it, to get in, the real grassroots end of why we like it, why we use it.
Exactly.
What it actually does, the efficiencies of the products and everything else. So.
Exactly. Well, I think we're going to finish out the last 10 minutes of this talking a little fishing, for sure.
Uh-huh.
Have you been fishing?
Every day.
Steelhead,
I took
right?
the day off. I washed my truck. I got my hair cut. I slept till 11 o'clock in the morning.
You just needed a break day.
Dude. I woke up and I had a headache even. I'm like, I slept so hard. It was just, it's been a long stretch since the Sportsman Show, since February. We've been catching fish every day. So, hallelujah.
Hallelujah. That's really good. What about you, Jake? You been fishing at all?
No, I mean we talked about this a bit. I've got 2 gigs going right now, so I'm gonna be buried in those 2 gigs till about August, till about fall Chinook season, and then I'm going fishing. Like that's gonna be one of the early things I do. But any free time I get right now, it's like trying to see the kids or trying to see the wife. So
yeah,
totally.
Yeah. Well, I've been getting out a lot. I mean, obviously the Southern Oregon trip was freaking amazing. I mean, I definitely caught a lot of fish.
He definitely caught the most fish, that's for sure.
Yeah, I definitely caught a lot of fish.
I'd miss one. Next thing you know, right behind me. Oh shoot! Okay, he's got it.
He's got it. Never mind.
I guess I will cast again.
Well, a lot of these holes too. Like,
he needed it though. Marlon needed it because I don't think we fished together in a while, and I didn't outfish you. So
no, that's a fact.
It was due time.
It was due time, and it was crazy because a lot of these holes down in Southern Oregon, it was small water. We were dealing with very low, clear conditions, so it was
super froggy. The spots that you and I saw fishing on that trip was very. I mean, we see them in water like that every now and again around home, but it was eye opening. Like every spot, we're like, man, this sucks. Holy crap! Look at all those fish. Like
it was weird, Jake. So we
time.
would like roll into the holes, and you would see it was low, like super low. So you could be like, oh man, the steelhead's going to be right there, and you'd think he'd be like just right center bucket in the riffle in the deepest part. No, I mean we would pound it, fish it, and then row through the hole, and then all of a sudden we get to the tail out that's like 3 feet deep, and there'd be 30 of them sitting there in like water that wasn't even moving.
There's no way we could have fished it or watched our float go that slow. I have a hard time watching my float go that slow through the water. So
it was tough. It was tough to figure it out, but it was cool to learn a new fishery, see a bunch of new rivers, and obviously meet a bunch of you addicts down there for that bash. So it was a good time.
Yeah, the rivers that we got to fish, I cannot wait to go spend some more time on.
When there's water.
It was almost beneficial for us to get to see it in that extreme low. That's one of my favorite ways to learn a river, is at an extreme low. You get to know the snags, you get to know the buckets, you get to see the good part of the river, and kind of, receive it all and actually see what the dynamic of that bottom of the river and where's sand and where's gravel and where's completely a waste of time to fish.
Exactly.
And so hopefully, within the next year or two, we get to go back down there when we get some ideal water conditions.
I'm gonna go this year.
God, it was so sexy. A lot of it
was freaking awesome that you guys pulled in fish too.
We did. We caught at least one fish on every river we fish, and that you couldn't ask for
any more.
No, I mean I go somewhere new and it's a day or two trying to figure out stuff.
Right.
Stuff. And you know what's funny about you saying that is Jordan was saying the whole time we would get done, he's like, dude, we have to fish this tomorrow because now we learned it. We know it. We know where the fish are sitting.
Right.
But we were on this kick where we wanted to try to hit as many rivers as we can just to learn them.
Yeah.
So we never actually fished the river twice. We talked about it on the last day, and I'm glad we didn't because what we ended up doing was killer.
Yeah, it worked out great.
Yeah,
it worked out really good. Little, get out of here. So I want to talk.
Little's joining our podcast right now. The famous dog, Little. Famous dog, Little. All right, addicts. Well, we appreciate you guys tuning in with us for this podcast. Thank you so much. Do not forget, like I said, ADX15. We'll have the link down below as well as the code down below. Head over to Con Coolers, show some support, grab yourself a cooler for the upcoming summer season while it's on discounted rates. And thanks again for tuning in. Thanks for coming in, Jake.
Thank you, Jake. Good to meet you, my friend.
We'll see you guys on the river.